The state of Nevada and Clark County officials are being sued. At issue, the child welfare system. The National Center for Youth Law says they have failed the very children they're supposed to protect.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're starting tonight with what could turn out to be a major black eye for Clark County's child welfare system.
A national child advocacy group has filed a federal lawsuit against the state and the county that claims Clark County's child welfare system is in shambles.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the program today, if you care about the care and safety of Nevada's children, you won't want to miss this show.
¿Qué tal? Muy buenas tardes. Les saluda Raúl Collazo. Andrea Balsa continúa de vacaciones y me acompaña Adriana Arevalo.
And here are today's top stories. A national group of child advocates is suing Clark County and the state of Nevada for failing to protect our children.
The child welfare system in Clark County is a system in turmoil. It is, in fact, a catastrophe for children who seek out protection from the very agency that is supposed to provide that protection and care and promote their well-being.
The very people paid to watch over these children failed miserably.
In the past 4 years, 79 children have died of abuse or neglect under the county's watch.
This lawsuit targets the entire child welfare system in Clark County. It was filed on behalf of some 9,000 suspected child neglect and child abuse victims in Clark County every year.
The suit filed this morning focuses on 10 children who had contact with the system and were the worst for it. Kids like Josiah Spurgeon.
We called him the bouncy baby. He very lively. The whole group is awesome children.
Tara Spurgeon fights to smile through her tears as she describes her 14-month-old nephew, Josiah Spurgeon. He and his 5 brothers and sisters considered her house home during their young lives until the Clark County Department of Family Services took them from their mother because of her drug use.
I was their mother for multiple occasions and for lengths of time, so it hurts me as if, as if they were one of my own, and that's how I look at them, as my own children.
The county placed Josiah and his siblings in the care of Sally Jones Johnson, a 58-year-old single foster mother with 2 other kids already in her home. According to a class action lawsuit filed in federal court against the state and the county, Johnson abused the children during their short stay and even asked the county to remove the kids. In April of 2005, they did, when Josiah died from being scalded in a hot bath.
Metro is investigating at least 7 cases of child abuse or death here in Clark County. Last Friday, a 2-month-old girl was taken to Sunrise Hospital suffering from head trauma. On August 21st, a 2-month-old boy with head injuries was also hospitalized. He remains in critical condition. While those children do not have a history with Child Protective Services, authorities are investigating the death of a baby boy who was in the Child Haven facility. 17-month-old Joshua Sharp was found unresponsive in his crib there, but the cause of his death has not been released. Sharp is the 5th child in the family services system to die in the last 7 weeks.
Ryan Ellison, 3-month-old boy, died in the parking lot of Child Haven waiting for a visit with his mother.
Lawyers with the National Center for Youth Law read off children's names that have been the subject of much scrutiny while under the county's care.
And 2-year-old Everlise Cabrero, still missing from foster care.
There has to be some change. How many lives have to be lost? How many children have to die? Whether it's in the Haven or at the hands of foster care parents.
Mike Wilden, the director of the State Department of Health and Human Services, was concerned about a lawsuit surfacing soon, and it did, as we found out today. We talked to Walden recently before about the possibility of lawsuits like the one filed today. His department oversees the county and state level of services like Child Haven. He said while on the surface lawsuits look like the solution, they tend to take away from the agencies trying to work on the problem.
A lawsuit on one hand might be the best thing that happens because it'll ultimately help, get services to kids, but sorely needed services to kids. On the other hand, it peels away a lot of resources.
We know about the problems. We know that there are issues that need to be fixed, and we're addressing them.
The failure to publicly disclose the facts and circumstances regarding children like Adiceli Snyder or Josiah Spurgeon has nothing to do with caseloads or resources. It has to do with a culture of secrecy, a culture of not being accountable to anyone, including the state. I mean, when you talk with state officials, as we have in the past, the state has trouble getting Clark County to abide by federal law and to abide by state law. So that culture of secrecy has got to change if children are going to be better protected. It is a system that operates with arrogance, that believes it's not accountable to the public, to the federal government, to the legislature, to anybody. And that has got to change if the deaths of children like Adiceli Snyder and Josiah Spurgeon are going to stop.
This lawsuit is not seeking damages, rather it demands change.
I hope that change comes soon for all the children that exist in that system, not just my 5, just the whole system needs reformation so that people don't have to experience the hurt of losing a child.